Cek sound, tes. Oke, udah masuk lah ya suaranya. Oke, welcome dan selamat malam juga bagi yang nonton live maupun replay. Kali ini aku live stream Genshin Impact. Jujur aja aku bingung mau TECEGE apa request sih, tapi bergantung nanti sih. Misalkan aku rada bosan TECEGE paling TECEGE paling request. Kalau nggak requestnya bosan TECEGE gitu. Yes, langsung aja lah ya. Ini on selibau. Oke, sip. Awali dengan daily coy. Bener 6 hari lagi, semingguan lagi. Yap, berarti seminggu dari sekarang. Itu hari Selasa. Selasa depan ya, tanggal 27 ya. Aduh, nggak bisa sih kayaknya. Nggak bisa nge-live coy, nggak bisa nge-live gacha. Sedih ya. Nasib. Jujur aja aku butuh moderator ya, itu yang bisa manage Discord ya. Sumpah bingung pas pusing cok, sama malas juga nge-maintain Discord server tuh. Anjing. Oke.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
Wind Strider.
Oke, keluar. Lanjut lagi. Oke, di sini.
Solidify.
Mungkin kalau pernah keliling berdunia sebagai Jirios. Mungkin kalau benar semua ada achievement ya. Oh, ada sih.
Body and mind. Add asterisk. Thank you for
Mungkin ngabisin nursing dulu deh. Sumeru udah, Liwe udah, berarti mau start doang. Oh, I've been checking.
body and mind.
Shit.
Kazuha nggak akan guna sih, ya udah benet aja.
You want me on your
Gather.
No, my sword. Ring cutter.
Waduh,
I'm going in. Let's light it up.
ya ampun, cibut sama nih bos cok, asli. Ngedodge-nya tuh pas aku multi loh, asli. Ya ampun, ngelag. Asem lah cocok.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power. Everybody stand back. See?
Oke, tinggal paling. Oke.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Paper Sam, cok. Dia ya. Aman kan? Oke, partinya benar. Weapon, oke. Oke, sip. Let's go. Terminus butuh semua sih. Yuk. Apa dah? Banyak dulu deh. Apa nih? Info kartu pendukung saat tahap aksi dimulai, seluruh karaktermu memperoleh 2 poin energi bangunan 1. Oh, bagus amat nih. Elemennya sama ya. Masuk arena dengan 2, terus mencari material saat dimainkan tahap selesai memperoleh 1 elemen. Oh, ini boleh nih ya. Dulu emang ini kayaknya ntar dulu deh. Ini shift malam 0 sih. Yap, gaskan aja. Dadunya lebih sedikit kan tadi bilang. Kira langsung penuh anjir. Apa mau langsung ulti? Sehabis sih. Ya ulti aja deh. Habis cok. Langsung habis anjir. Beuh, nyaris perfect coy. Nah, sip, gini kan enak. Kayaknya juga gratis. Pakai dulu deh. Yap, pakai dulu.
It is as the stars foretold. Shadows of fate.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Kurang satu ya. Udah bisa nih satu hit nih. Kurang satu skillnya doang nih, Beres lah, apa-apa, mental skill. Habis. Mungkin ke Bennett aja kali ya. Bennett dulu deh.
I won't hold you back. Much.
Mati dong. Oke, lumayan nih buat ngeheal. Gila cok, sama semua nih anemo. Oke, yep. Mungkin kubah dulu deh ini. Ini aja deh. Oke.
Let's light it up.
Nol dong, nggak usah deh. Monato, oh iya, berarti nggak bisa US lah. Ganti dulu aja.
This is destiny.
Wah, 5 dong, 5. Oh, yang aktif doang. I see.
Fate is upon you.
Oke, frozen, jadi dia nggak bisa. Satu hit doang dia mati. Nggak bisa. Mungkin ganti karakter aja kali ya.
Let's go.
Dan ya, finishingnya pakai ulti kali ya. Bisa pakai Omni sih. Ya. Saat kamu melakukan aksi bertukar karakter atau akan nggak butuh sih. Oke, dah. Ada lagi? Ada. Wes, sayonara.
Time for retribution.
Cukup mudah. Oke. Di loop apa nih? Kemahiran karakter 10. Wah, dapat ini coy.
Hard work is all there is to the craft. Butuh semua sih. Yap.
I won't hold you back much.
Gua nyerang duluan, oke. Waduh. Berarti nggak nyerang dulu deh kalau gini. Ini aku nggak dapet itu ya si Timenus. Artefaknya mahal anjay. Tiga ya, wah kurang coy. Kalau itu berarti kebal, nggak bisa. Wes lah, pakai artefak dulu deh begitu, nggak nyerang dulu. Tapi boleh deh, mumpung ada sisa, habiskan. Situ switch ke sini, switch ke di loop.
Let's go.
Oke, sip. Nah, tim news, sip. Cuma dapat satu dong. Itu juga hydro lagi nggak butuh cok. Oke, ini aku pakai dulu. nggak bisa nyerang anjay, sumpah. Kira kok bisa deh terus serang. Gak bisa serang lagi. Oke. Mungkin full di luka kali ya. Tiga dong. Iya, full di luka jadi gini. Buset. Aduh, kalau gini sih PR kalau pakai ini. Soalnya aku bawa Mona, nggak guna anjay. Oke, bisa nyerang, bisa. Boleh deh pakai dulu. Buat jaga-jaga. Oke, bisa tuh langsung serang. Buset, masih ada kartu lagi dong dia. Bisa gitu, cok. Gila, cok, banyak banget. Tapi harus bunuh dulu sini aku. Kurangin pakai si apa nih? Ke Bennett dulu deh.
Gonna be epic.
Oke. Nah, tim itu main. Timnya sama itu changing shift. Buset, dulunya sampai ke situ. Oke. Oke, mantap. Ini normal attack aja sih. Butuh pyro ya. Kayaknya pyro aku simpan aja. Ya, gini. Oke, sip. Oh iya, lupa ini belum kepake. Nih biar lebih murah. Nih. Yap.
Everybody stand back.
Bah, mantap di look nggak tuh? Tapi tetap sih aku nggak bisa itu. Waduh. Wah, lawan dong. Ya mati dong. Dok. Udah aku siapin loh padahal.
It is as the stars foretold.
Ntar ya. Oke. Ini bertiga ya wes. Tukar jadi hydro. Udah kelar.
Shadows of fate.
Nggak butuh. Oke. Dah, sip. Dikit lagi nih level 3. Coba deh aku belanja dulu. Tapi gila sih cok, 5 kartu loh dia. Sumpah itu dia ada 5 kartu loh. Ada Elin di sini. Ada TECEGE. Ada Bennett sama Nana Yumi. Sini bewan kartu. Aku aja masih baru main pal, tapi malah lain PC. Aku aja masih level 2 pal anjir. Saking gak sempetnya ini. Aku udah 2000 coy. Aku lah udah ada belum sih bu? Udah beli aku belum sih? Takutnya salah. Sayang ntar. Aquila. Oh udah ada Aquila. Berarti ya aku beli itu aja deh. Noel enak, orang tahu aku juga Noel enak. Tapi masa beli kartu Noel lagi kan aneh feelnya tuh. Tapi bisa 2 kah kartu gitu? Atlas kali ya. Tapi tambahan damage-nya kenapa cuma 1 ya? Heran, apa bedanya sih? Udah amat lah beli. Kalau artefak bagus masih. Kartu pendukung di chamber apa nih? Dua awal yang kamu lempar akan selalu sesuai dengan tipe elemen faktor aktif. Wah bagus nih. Tahap 2 mengambil 2 kartu ini boleh nih, tapi lebih bagus itu ya apa ya ada penggunaan. Kalau ini apa, Night of Phonius Library, bila dalam tanah apapun dilempar ulang dapat 1 kali tambahan untuk lempar ulang. Gak terlalu sih. Wangsuin memulihkan 2 HP karakter standby-mu. Catherine apa deh? Saat kamu melakukan aksi bertukar karakter, perkara ini dianggap masih cepat. Ini boleh nih, boleh banget, sama kayak Noel tuh. Kanere apa nih? Kalau di band apa nih? Cat muka dado yang tidak terpakai maksimum 1 dado setiap elemen saat tiga dado elemental akan mengambil 2 kartu yang menciptakan 2 elemen omni. Gak ada ini lagi, koin lagi aku coy. Oke, sip. Kalau untuk Paimon menciptakan, tapi konsumsinya 3 cok. Ini kayaknya nggak terlalu kepake sih aku nih. So not forget my best day and my best day. Okay. Kayaknya aku dalam karakter aku akan menghabiskan 1 elemen lebih sedikit sebelum ronde ini berakhir. Biaya dari normal attack ini yang aku nggak terlalu banyak main normal attack sih. Ini ku ganti tambahin oke. Sip. Apa nih? Kayaknya yang Paimon belum butuh sih. Ya. Multi banet coy.
Gonna be epic.
Catherine boleh deh. Ini kepake kapan? Setiap sekali ronde. Setiap kayaknya sabar dulu deh kalau itu. Ini aja. Oke, udah. Wes, gaskan coy.
Out of the way.
Oke. Ultimo Anda sekarang. Damage ini berapa sih? 2 doang, cok. Tapi gimana caranya?
Let's light it up.
Ini ganti karakter.
It is as the stars foretold.
Oke, dan dengan task skill Vapores apa lagi?
Delve into destiny.
Wah, full di look lah. Udah ini, dua ini nggak aku gunain malah, cok. Wah, aku hilang dong. Mau. Ya. Buset, overload coy. Nah udahlah, end aja lah, lamaan. Yeay, level 3. Kamu harus menyelesaikan tantangan assassin untuk meningkatkan batas level pemain setelah kamu mencari PXP. Di pemain 2, 4, 6, dan 9 tekan oke. Oh, harus ini, harus lawan, oke. Saat kamu menggunakan skill yang pernah dipakai di ronde ini akan, oh yes, ini masih butuh, ya semuanya butuh. Bennett.
I won't hold you back.
Pyronya banyak coy, enak nih. Jebret nih. Gila coy, ngeri. Oke, pakai dulu. Bertukar karakter aksi. Dua. mungkin ini ntar aja. Ini udah winner ya. Ini bertukar karakter aja. Teri. Oke. Langsung skill aja kali ya. Langsung skill. Sip. T. Nah, ini masih ada dong. Ya ganti mana dulu deh. Mumpung gratis.
News as the stars foretold.
Halo Bang Sepi, welcome. Selamat malam. Baru sampai nih, lama juga ya, baru nyampe Bandung ya. Sih wajar sih. Aku pernah sih dari Bandung ke Surabaya, transit dulu di itu, istirahat dulu di Jogja sih. Emang itu waktu lama. Yang aku pakai full mona ya. Kalau full mona paling cryo 2. Oke lah. Oke. Nih pakai yang pyro. Yap. Nonton lu sambil nungguin istri balik. Habis emang ngapain dah? Kan baru nyampe. Balik dari mana? Oke. Wah, cuma satu dong temennya. Mana ya? Apa ganti di look? Ya, ganti di look aja kali ya. Apa deh? Beli makan deh. Oh, beli makan. I see.
Delve into destiny.
Let's go.
Oh, udah. Oke, sip. Wah, Frozen dong. Yes lah, yang penting ada kartu Noel tuh. Malas masak katanya awal. Kenapa nggak GoFood aja bang? Daripada harus balik, apa namanya? Harus pergi keluar. Lagi makan po? Yep, lagi makan. Bakso. Oke. Mungkin mana dulu. Mana dulu.
This is destiny.
Aku kasih ini.
Delve into destiny.
Nggak tahu gua emang kelakuan. Butuh itu ya. Baslah, habiskan aja kali ya. Ini ganti. Ini terus cuma 2 kan konsolnya. Iya, mending gue ganti loh. Internet nge-lag bet. Emang kalau di Bandung internetnya pilih-pilih.
Let's go.
Buset, banyak banget hydro. Harusnya aku nggak usah itu kali, tapi nggak bisa nge-skill ya dianya. Ya nggak bisa nge-skill coy. Frozen anjay. Keadaan rumah gimana ya sekarang? PC gua tinggal. Ya kalau abang ngunci pintu kayak gitu udah bener-bener aman, terus nitipin ke satpam security, harusnya aman. Oh sama, pantesan. Ntar cuy, lu kena frozen anjay. Coba ganti ini dulu. Ganti mana? Oke, frozen.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Masih belum pecah dong. Yang biasanya abang gua masuk tanpa izin. Mati dong. Ya ente dah. Oh wes lah kalau gitu. Ini kelantang suara lu makan. Ya gimana ya, nggak surprise-nya memang rada itu ada gimana gitu. Butuh 3. Ganti. Oh udah ya, udah bisa ya. Akhirnya datang juga.
Upon you.
Nah, harusnya ini dulu ya. Aduh salah. Ini pakai AOD. Sebenarnya udah nggak butuh sih. Ini tambah HP dulu. Oh iya sih, harusnya pakai ini. Astaga, lupa aku coy. Oke bang, mau makan dulu nanti nonton lagi. Oke siap. Oke udah mampir coy. Buset, 12 coy. 12.
Let's light it up.
Damage-nya nggak kaleng-kaleng. Karena frozen. Aku ganti dulu deh.
It is as the stars foretold.
Oke. Changing shift. Oke. Changing shift. Ini pakai kayaknya harusnya nih nggak usah bisa ngasih juga kan.
Gonna be epic. I'm going in.
Oke, kelar. Oke. Beh, dapat coy, dapat primogem lagi. Ada Oceanit, ada Fatui, Maiden, Luacur, Genki, Jet Bloom. Ntar deh. Beh, mantap. Kotanya ini. Tapi kalau full Noel bisa nggak sih? Bisa kan? 11.200. Masih jadi ladang primogem nih, TECEGE nih. Oke. Wah, level 7 dong Cino. Yang bagus apa aja ya kira-kira? Ntar deh ya. Aku ngambil makan dulu cuy. Tadi masih ngebakso. Oke, ini mute berabe. Oke, ntar ya. Tes Jackson tes. Oke, udah masuk lah ya. Oke, aku kembali ya. Bentar, oke, langsung mulai lagi aja. Ini on out. Bang, apa tuh mas? Benet. Arkon quest kali ya, sambil makan soalnya aku nih. Ya, sambil arkon quest aja. Ntar cuy. Sansoi of Surastana. Aduh ya Allah. Buka sih coy.
Suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write
Buka
a
sih coy.
novel here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma. Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here is just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything. Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
Membalikan kejadian.
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing kabuki mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatara Suna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatara Suna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive or a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, Someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabukimono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kinda fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in the story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the kabukimono was not a human, but a puppet.
Halo, halo Bang Sepi, welcome back. Boneka. Skaramus dong. Skaramus kan Kuzuchi. Wah. Tunggu cerita kelar. Pengen jadi tuh. Oh ya kan, oh bener.
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
No! Lyman just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Gila cok, panjang banget. Astagfirullah. Ntar deh aku coba, kan aku lagi streaming juga. Aku pelan-pelan deh, biar ntar bacanya pas lagi off streaming. Ini panjang banget sumpah. diambil dari sebuah novel fantasi. Anjir, pantesan panjang.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
What the? Aduh. Ngasih singkat mulai.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay!
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it? Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Karamusnya langsung.
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Karamus, cok. Bayangan lah. Tapi bentar deh, aku mau cuci piring dulu deh. Tarik, ada achievement. Oke. Oke.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Oke. Tarik, berabe. Tes, cek sound. Oke. Kembali ya guys ya, langsung mulai lagi aja. On. Libau. Oke, lanjut. Langsung let's go. Soundtrack of swasta. Bicara dengan Nahida.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be lacked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
Okay.
Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly. Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him! I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it. Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul. Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Berkat ini sih ruka di atas ini udah enak dipandang sih, jujur nggak terlalu suram.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
Tumben Inoyo
If there are no
singkat-singkat kayak
further
gini
objections,
translatornya.
I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so, say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive. The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladier into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the kabuki mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself, and making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement! You have to share it with us!
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
Oh, tiba-tiba sih
Someone else who can
cerita
empathize.
Tatara Suna.
It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose, they are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel
Orang
and blade.
konten.
That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate, and I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Ya sih, suaranya mirip.
Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create
Tapi gila sih emang.
minor inconvenience.
Hidupnya udah ratusan tahun ya.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead.
Bang, apa Bang Sepi?
What a human have for
Kenapa?
befriending one who is not of our kind.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat.
Sore ini cuman bisa nitip like soalnya istri ngajak keluar. Nggak apa-apa bang, santai aja. Hati-hati aja di luar bang. Dan makasih juga ya udah nemenin walaupun sebentar doang juga tadi. Makasih banyak cuy, bang Sepi.
I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me, creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore? Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for. He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before? He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it. So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Oh, Paimon's so confused. Huh? Ah! Sorry, Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's
Biasaan nih Paimon.
all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes. Cream stew. Sauteed matsutake. And Dragon chili chicken. Almond tofu. Satisfying salad. Oh, also Adeptus Temptation. Golden shrimp balls. Triple layered consomme. Lotus seed and bird egg soup. And...
Jadi siang.
What do we... What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again? The Balladeer? Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name, though. What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
Berarti ya tuh Balladeer sama Kabikumono tuh udah nggak ada ya?
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency. We made it to Amenoma Smithy.
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent-up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
TECEGE deh, udah mulai bosan aku anjir. Di monster udah gak ada lagi kah? Oh, ada nih.
Gonna be epic.
Ya ini jadi itu ya. Oh iya boleh deh. Mungkin simpan aja dulu.
Get out of here.
Duh, mantap cuy.
It is as the stars foretold.
Simpan aja dulu deh.
Shadows of fate.
Oke. WGS coy.
Written in the stars. The stars are fading.
Let's go.
Udah gak ada kartu lagi aku cok. Udah gak ada kartu lagi. Udah gak ada dadu lagi anjir. Lah, kan dia gugur. Lah, bener. Salah. Bah 16 cok. Oh, tinggal yang beli wood. Oke lah. Taran. Undang siapa ya? Coba karakter deh, kayak apa paling ya?
I am honored to have the opportunity to exchange techniques.
Duh, rayo. Ambil dulu deh, semuanya butuh.
I won't hold you back. Much.
Ya ampun, nggak ada satupun dong. Oke lah. Ini aku pakein dulu. Ini aku pakein. Nih santai aja dulu. Yang masih. Satu poin aja deh.
Out of the way.
Apaan tuh?
This is destiny.
Lain. Buset, nyakui lah sok.
Shadows of fate.
Let's finish this swiftly.
What the fuck? Berguna sekali gitu kan. Buset dah, elektronnya 4. Oke. Oh, aku dulu. Oke. Iya. Mhm. Bah, dapat Noel coy.
This is destiny. Let me scribe.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Bodo amat dengan aku gila. Gak apa-apa deh, santai aja dulu kali. Ya, santai aja dulu. Wah, main satu doang. Mana ya? Ini ulti sih. Iya, ya udah ulti aja deh. Sayonara Aquila.
Much remain. Well played.
A touch of frost.
I won't hold you back. Much.
Oke, dapat crimson.
It is as the stars foretold. Written in the stars.
After all that.
This is quite the predicament.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Semoga aja nggak mati. Oh udah, keluar ternyata. Ya wis lah.
I am outplayed.
Dapat ayaka coy. Oke, udah mau jam 9 juga. Hanya Instagram aja kali ya.
I'm happy to have played such a good match.
Beri dulu deh. Ada nggak? Tapi aku penasaran bisa nggak sih? Itu dua kartunya tuh, kartu yang sama dua. Kan udah nggak butuh. Kartu fak juga udah oke. Kartu pendukung. Kartu pendukung siapa ya? Dimana sih yang oke sih? Terus aku coba beliin dulu deh. Salah satu karakter yang energinya belum penuh akan plus 1 poin selama untuk karakter aktif. Oh, jadi gratis nih. Boleh nih. Oke, simpan dulu aja deh. Lumayan cuy. Tapi ini apa dah? Dari kata kesannya yang bagian bawahnya ada kamu pun isi wow, ntar deh. Ya sudah, aku closing dulu ya. Oke, sekian aja live stream hari ini. Thank you yang udah nonton, thank you udah like, thank you udah subscribe. Kalau ada kita ketemu lagi next stream ya guys ya. Oke, mute sayonara end stream. Tadi aku sempet ketiduran cok. Udah, selamat malam semuanya. Lanjut besok mungkin.